Alright. There we go. Knew there was something wrong. I'm just gonna wait for my mic to play back at myself. Come on. Come on, beautiful. Alright. There we go. Sweet. Okay. I can hear myself talking. Throw a go live in the channel. Okay, so let's see. I've got my OBS on one window. I've got this all set up here, so this is beautiful. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You all know me. I'm just joking. This is PAX, and I'm playing Jacqueline Fine for Season 5. Jacqueline is like the only Mystic I've really enjoyed playing. She's not the only Mystic I've had success with, but I didn't really enjoy Luke as much. The only other Mystic I've had a whole lot of success with solo. So I thought I'd try Jacqueline to get Mystic out of the way. I'm hoping for the seasons I can kind of go through all the classes. I already did Survivor. I did Ash Can Pete last season, so I'll do Jacqueline this season. So I've got my deck laid out here, and I just like to, for the first scenario, go over a couple of the deck choices. So sorry, apologies to my scorer. You can just skip ahead if you're not watching live. You can watch the recording. So obviously I've got Arbiter of Fate and Dark Future. Those are just Jacqueline's normal things. Dark Future is like kind of annoying, but in my play games it actually hasn't been like that detrimental. It just kind of turns your ability off for a couple turns, and like so long as you've got like a spell or a Sword Cane, like if you've got Sword Cane out and like Sixth Sense, once you've got those out, it doesn't really matter. Like it's just not that important. You're crushing everything with base 5 and a pendulum and David. So I don't know. It hasn't affected me too negatively. Arbiter of Fates is just like wicked. The main reason I like Arbiter so much is because TCU has a couple of like really bad encounter cards that you pretty much have to always cancel, and excuse me. It's nice to be able to not cancel rather, but use this ability on to make sure you don't auto-fail. It's nice to be able to have this out so that you can use the ability on your turn as well to get a test guaranteed. And I'm going with the 13th Vision because of how detrimental Haunted would be. We get the choice between 13th Vision and Haunted. Haunted is very similar to 13th Vision. 13th Vision makes you fail ties, which is kind of like having -1 to all your stats, which is what Haunted is. But there's the circle tests on the final scenario for this season where you test like multiple stats simultaneously, and a Haunted is a -2 on a couple of them and a -4 on the final one, whereas 13th Vision is kind of like a -1. So this is also a lot more impactful in multiplayer. I had a Roland that had this, and it sucked. It was brutal in a 4-player game. It was like really annoying, and people were, everyone was always like, how the fuck hasn't this been cleared yet? What the fuck? So I'm interested to see how it'll go with solo. So I've got 2 Arcane Research. I've got my Trauma already. I have a hard time playing Mystics without these just because their spell upgrades are so fucking expensive. I hate the Trauma, but you got to go with it. And then I've also got 2 Delve Too Deep. And the Delve Too Deep, I don't like playing it, to be honest. It's like one of my least favorite cards in the game. It was really fun in the early part of the lifespan of the game when like Dunwich literally had no XP and you could like do really silly things with it and just like gain like 8 XP. It was fun and novel at the time because it was the only thing you could do. But nowadays I'm just kind of like, can we just get more XP from scenarios? I don't want to have to play this. So I like to upgrade out of this pretty early. I'm probably not going to hold this for more than the first 2 of the 5 scenarios. So that's Delve. And then I'll get into the rest of the deck, because the rest of the deck is where the magic is happening. Voice of Ra, nice economy spell for Jacqueline. This is like pretty reliable, $3 and very often 5. Once in a while 1, but like, I don't know. I've never had that be a problem when I'm only gaining 1, so I'm not worried about it. Spectral Razor, just very good stuff. Base 7 attack, 3 damage on non-elites, really good. Word of Protection, cancel, a horror, super simple stuff. You need this once in a while. Read the Signs. This one's particularly good in this entire campaign because there's so many like haunted abilities and forced abilities on locations when you fail tests or when after you've discovered the last clue or whatever. This is like super valuable, and hopefully we'll get to see that like right away because this thing has absolutely carried me through my practice runs. The next 2 things I'm going to talk about are 2 relatively new additions to the card pool. Hey, Gurdir, thanks. The Sword Cane is like, I don't know, it's just kind of nuts, I find. You just get to you get to not need to run evasion spells, which is really strong. And it takes up a hand slot, which really I'm not using. Scroll of Secrets, for me, this is just a really cheap card acceleration. I'm not using this to look at the encounter deck ever. This is a 1-drop for 3 draws, and maybe I get to get rid of Dark Future. I don't even care about 13th. Crystal Pendulum, the static boost is great. I don't really see myself needing Rosary. I don't know. 7 is a lot. If it becomes a problem, I can always upgrade into a Fearless and be like, there's my horror soak, right? Sixth Sense, like the basic no-brainer investigation spell for this. Azure Flame. I'm going with Azure Flame because like I could go with Shriveling, but I actually, since I'm using David, I like Azure Flame a little more because it lets me like play around with this a bit more. I don't have to just be like, oh, 1 horror, yeah, David's done. I can be like 1 damage, oh yeah, I'll throw it on David. So I like Azure Flame in Jacqueline. It usually feels good, and canceling it lets you get away with canceling the Elder Sign. Oh, it's cut. Stream seems to cut some of the bottom and right of your TTS screen. Oh, does it? It shouldn't be. Bottom and right. I don't know. When I'm looking at my preview here, it seems to be everything to me. I don't. Maybe I'm just playing on a funny resolution or something. But I don't know. What I'm seeing on my main screen is what I'm seeing on my preview on my next window over. I'll just check YouTube really quick to make sure. I don't want to go through the whole scenario and accidentally have my score not be able to see everything. Seems to. No, this looks like what I can see on my screen. Yeah, that looks correct to me. Weird. I'm not sure. Anyways, so. Oh, is YouTube on your end? All right, sweet. That's good to know. David, he's like super simple economy and willpower boost. The economy from this and Voice of Ra is like more than enough to play every card in this deck pretty reliably. I've never had economy problems. I'm probably fucking myself over massively by saying that, but David is really sweet. Just a really good card. Flashlight is the one thing that I'm still humming and hawing on up to this last moment. Between these 3 cards, I really don't know what to play. Promise of Power is really good. Perception, in my opinion, is like, oh, well, in a situation where I don't have my Sixth Sense and I'm being forced to investigate with intellect, I just as soon draw a card because I get to 5 and use my ability, and maybe that'll see my Sixth Sense sooner, rather than getting more clues without needing to worry about the tests. And so I'm kind of humming and hawing here, and this is really, really good for those circle tests. Getting a +4 onto a circle test, that saves you a bunch of clues, I think. So I'm still kind of humming and hawing. I'm going to think about that for another minute while I go through the rest. The last's pretty easy, though. It's just Guts, which is just good stuff for Mystics. Prescient, which is really nice in a couple of weird situations. Like I said, Read the Signs is very valuable in this scenario. Voice of Ra is really nice if I'm out of money. Word of Protection is really nice if I need my ability to do tests. And Spectral Razor is really good if I see that Witch that has the 3 health that I just want to crush in one action. So there's a lot of decent targets with it. And also, like, you know, your Azure Flame if it's empty, your Sixth Sense if you had to commit it early or whatever, right? And then Unexpected Courage, which I'm sure there's an argument that I should probably just play Promise of Power instead of Unexpected Courage. But I don't know. I the curses make me nervous. I like being more certain of the bag contents, and I don't know that I need the extra 2 icons on like an agility test or something more than I need the +2. I'm not sure. I'm humming and hawing on this. I think, yeah, I'm not sure. Anyways, I'm just putting these over here so I don't forget about them. But this isn't happening. I'm not subjecting myself to this nonsense. Goodbye. I just wanted to do that on stream. So the two elder things are going to be going up here. Obviously, we're not doing that. But I think technically I'm supposed to shuffle my deck and do my hand before I even read the introduction. Let's. All of my test games were done with the flashlight. And frankly, you get like 12 XP on this scenario. If I need to like spend 1 XP later to get a Promise of Power after I've gotten like 4, 6, 5 bonus XP from Delve on the first 3 scenarios, that's fine by me. I just as soon have a reliable Investigate now. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make that choice. The flashlight did me fine on my first couple of runs. So hopefully it'll continue to do me fine. So I'll just do this, put that there, put her there. Double check the bag really quick just to make sure. 2 Elder Ones and the Skulls. I did. -4, -3, -2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. Okay, yep. And then I'll just do my opening hand. Whew. So right off the bat, I'm looking at this and thinking I have my combat thing for like the crappy witches that show up. So I don't know that I want this early, and I don't know that I want this early. It would be nice to have Prescient to see the voice of Ra. Do you fine, lovely. But I actually don't have expensive cards yet, so until I see my Sixth Sense and my Azure Flame, I'm not really pressured on money. And frankly, one copy of Voice of Ra is a lot of money. The real big thing is that I need cards to investigate. I cannot get by with 3 for long, and so I think I'll even ditch my Word of Protection in the interest of seeing a Sixth Sense or one of those flashlights. And we got there. Sweet. And Arbiter of Fates. Holy shit. Oh, man. Alright. I'm feeling pretty good about this. So let's just quickly make sure I'm not fucking anything up on this. Whoopsies. It's a breezy November evening in Arkham. Psych. This is bullshit. The woman smirks. Yes, in a sense, I suppose it is. Add the 2 elder things. I've already done that. Silence hangs in the air, and I awake in the middle of the forest, pissed off and slightly soiled. Gather all the following encounter sets. Fortunately, the app does this for us. Right, those guys. Put the 5 witch-haunted locations into play. So I've got the 7 here, and I'm going to drop 5 in front of me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the 2 remaining will just go over here in the middle of no man's land. I like to keep this over here just so it's easy to, yeah, Jackpot Mulligan for sure. So it's easy to reference. So I'm looking at -1s and -3s. And I find -3s are actually just fine for Jacqueline. Just fine. Oh man, I'm not going to be able to help myself now. Remove each other Witch Haunted Woods from the game. Actually here, how about can I do that? Yeah, I'll set it up. That's fun. Yeah. And then I'll draw the pentagram. Gotta have a little fun, right? There we go. Perfect. I don't know how I'm going to get this witch's circle in the center right there in the middle of the pentagram because this is kind of an oblong oblong shape, but whatever. And then each player begins at one of the locations in front of him or her chosen at random. Well, I'm just going to choose this one because it's closest to me. every single game. Oh, whoops! I forgot to set it to one. Every single one of my test games, including this game, I have spawned at this location. Every single one. I have not once spawned not here yet. Anyways, that's a thing that occurred. Set aside the Arkham Woods in a net, and then shuffle the remainder of the encounters. Lost and separated. Yeah, we know how this works. All these are connected to one another. I can't enter connections located in front of other investigators, but there aren't any. At the end of the round, I may spend 2 per investigator, so 2. And I have 8 Doom, and I think we'll just get started. So, I think my opening turn, I'm going to immediately play Sixth Sense. Now, the nice thing about having this one open first is that I can get 1 clue off of it and then just leave, and whenever I pull any of these tokens elsewhere, I can redirect to here and get it. Because a -1 and a -3 will always succeed here. So that's really nice. I think what I'm going to do is play this for 3, and then I'm just going to do the investigate to get it out of the way. Okay, well, I failed that. That's fine. And then I will play the Voice of Ra, and I'll pull the extra tokens on this one. So I'm going to be revealing 3 tokens, gain 1, then reveal 3 random tokens from the Chaos Bag, and then reveal an additional 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, I don't get to cancel this because that effect is only during a skill test. But I'll gain 2 more resources, and that'll be the end of my turn. So that's the end of the turn. That's the investigator phase. Enemy phase, nothing happens. Upkeep, ready the actions, and draw, and ready myself. And then open the console by accident. Go to Mythos. 1 Doom goes on the Mythos. I'll double check that I shuffled this, because I did it before I started streaming, but... Centuries of Secrets. For each point you fail by, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If a Curse Treachery is discarded by this effect, do 1 damage to your investigator and to each of your assets. I don't usually like committing to this one very much, just because it's kind of like, it doesn't really do a whole lot. I don't really like using my ability on it either, but at the same time, I don't really need to use my ability on any of this stuff. So I'll just use I'll use my ability on this, and I'll test it at even and see if I can't eke out. Oh, that's a great idea. Thank you. And see if I can't eke out a pass. Bam. And I will even cancel the Elder Sign to draw a card. So I choose the 0 and cancel the Elder Sign and the -1, so I pass. Here we go. Now we're in the money. So first I'm going to play a Scroll of Secrets. I'm going to immediately use a Scroll of Secrets to pick up my deck and drop 1 card from the bottom. Look at the bottom card of any investigator's deck, then discard that card, add it to the hand, or place it on the bottom of the deck. I will add that to my hand. I will play my Crystal Pendulum. And I will take and investigate at the Witch-Haunted Woods with my Sixth Sense, last action. After the skill test at my location begins, I will exhaust this to name a number. So I'm at 6 value, and the most common token is a -1, I believe. So, oh god. Oh man, I don't want to do this. 4, I guess? Is 4 correct? If it's okay with my scorer, I would much prefer to say the value of the thing I want on the positive end of passing. So I'm pretty sure it's 4, but what I'm intending is if I pull a -1 on this, that I will draw a card. And I don't, but I do pass. Okay, so that was the end of the investigation phase. The enemy phase occurs and nothing happens, and the upkeep happens. So I'll ready all of my actions and ready all of my stuff and click the upkeep button. And then the Mythos phase will occur. One Doom goes on the agenda, and click for an encounter. Diabolic Voices, and this is the nasty one that we want to avoid as much as possible. I'll be using Jacqueline's ability on this, because I really just don't ever want to fail this. This is something that I cannot ever afford to fail. You can't afford to discard that many cards, and I don't have Deny Existence. That being said, I am going to tap my Pendulum, and I'm going to name a number. I'm 5 against 3, so I'm going to say succeed by 1 or fail by 1, and that covers -1s and -3s. So if I, for some godforsaken reason, pull like really nasty stuff, I can still get my card draw out of it. And further to that, during one of the windows, I'm going to use my Scroll of Secrets to look at the bottom card of my deck and discard 13th Vision. So I'm doing this with 3 tokens, and I called out number 1. So if I fail by 1 or pass by 1, I draw a card. Wow, okay, so I'm going to cancel the Elder Sign, drawing a card, and if this test succeeds by that number or fails by that number, draw a card. I don't think it matters. I'm going to succeed by 1 and cancel this, so I'll be drawing 2 cards. Okay, so I think at this point is when I can just start moving. And getting a better grip on what's on the board. Oh my god, I know. Scroll is so sweet. It's beautiful. I've never, in all my games, it's discarded a weakness once, at least once. So I dislike that it discarded this one. I'd much rather not know that I don't need to deal with the other one, but that's fine. My first action is going to be a move, because like I said, I can come back for this one. Commit 1 skill card to each other. Cool. Okay, so that's a thing. Let's take the Investigate with 6 Sense. What is this again? If you fail, choose an exhausted or damaged witch enemy at your location or at a connecting There are no witch enemies at my location or connecting location, so that's not a big deal. And I can redirect it. So a -3 and a -4 and a fail here. Sorry, just a -4 and a fail. Okay, so I get that clue. And then last action, I will move again. Okay, definitely smashing that hand size requirement. This is what, 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So that's the end of the investigation phase. I will go to the enemy phase where there are none. The upkeep phase. Ready, 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 ready. Upkeep. Guts. Lovely. And then the Mythos phase. 3 Doom out of 8. And another encounter card. Evil Past goes into play in your threat area if there's no copy and gains. If there is, discard it and it gains Surge instead. Okay, right. And when the deck runs out, take 2 horror and test 3. If you succeed, discard it. Okay. So I can just keep going here. I do need to like play stuff at some point, so maybe I'll play my 1, 2, 3, my Arbiter of Fate finally. Voice of Ra is not like terrible to get out, I guess, but I don't really want to use my Prescient right now. I'd much rather keep it. I wonder if maybe I do that and just play my Azure Flame and not have to worry about holding on to a Sword Cane until it's most useful. I can just play the Azure Flame and kill a witch. It's really nice to just get this out so that I don't have to worry about like playing it at an awkward time when I need to go kill a net. Sorry, we're just drinking a coffee. It's like 9:30 at night here, and I probably shouldn't be. Oh my god, is this the first time I ever noticed that this tree is like really fucked up? I thought that was just like a scraggly tree. I didn't realize that was the, what do you call it? The willow, that big thumping willow or whatever from Harry Potter. Jesus. Some of the art you really miss. I've noticed this one. I like that one a lot. That was nothing special. Anyways, so I played Arbiter. I do have I meet the requirement here, so I think I'll just take the test. And since I can use this twice, when you use this, exhaust this instead. Okay. When you use the ability exhaust this, the use of her ability doesn't count. How do I want to track this? Oh yeah, I'll just exhaust this. So I'll do an Arbiter. Do I need to? Yeah, I'll do an Arbiter because no, I don't need to. I guess if I want the draw, I can. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. Okay. So I'm going to commit Prescient to this one so that I can get that Voice of Ra back, and then I'm going to play Voice of Ra last action. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's nice. I like that. So I'm going to investigate with Sixth Sense. This isn't happening quite yet because this is the ability when you reveal them. I'm going to tap the Crystal Pendulum, and I'm going to say succeed by. I'm at 6 value. I'll be at 7. So 3. Pass by 3 or fail by 3, and I'm expecting to pull an Elder Thing is what I'm aiming for. So I'll commit the Prescient and I'll say symbol. I think that sounds right to me. And I'll just use my Scroll of Secrets during the test as well to make this as complicated as fucking possible. I'll add that to my hand. So I'm testing 7 against 2, and I said I'm going to succeed by 3. And then I'll use Arbiter Fates to reveal 3 tokens. Okay, so I'll pull the Elder Thing and cancel these 2. I'll redirect my Investigate to the Witch Haunted Woods. My total value of 5, 6, 7 is -3. I'm at skill value 4 against 1, and so I passed by 3. So I draw a card. And after the test is successful, I get the clue from here. And after the test is successful, I return Voice of Ra to my hand. And then I'll play Voice of Ra, gaining 1 resource and then revealing 5 tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just was... Okay. Okay, there's that. I am at full hand size, but fortunately this flashlight is like a dead card because I have 6 cents, so not a big deal. That was my investigation phase. Cool. And I even managed to use my ability twice. Awesome. No enemies still. Upkeep. 1, 2, 3. Did this get updated to like ready all your stuff? Oh, it did. Cool. Oh, that's awesome. All right, so a flashlight goes there. I'll be getting David into play just to have a bit more flexibility on my damage and stuff, but I don't really need him for the money right now. I'm like swimming in cash. But I might just take this turn to like play David and Azure Flame and do this last investigate here. So I'm at 2 victories so far. That's really good. It's the upkeep phase. So Mythos, 4 out of 8. 2 wards in case I. Hoo-hoo! Here she is. Okay, so that puts a little bit of a wrench in things, but leaving her behind isn't the worst. Because I still have the 6th Sense. It's not that big of a deal. So, I'm going to be playing a Sword Cane, and I may as well play it over the Scroll of Secrets. There's no reason not to, I don't think. And after it plays, I will immediately trigger the ability without paying its cost. There are no witch enemies in the discard right now. That's it. So she is just 2, and I'm 6. Yeah, 6. I'll tap that and say I'll pass or fail by 1. So my 6 versus... Oh, Christ. Man, this is hard to do. I should do this earlier in the day when I'm not so tired. One sec. I'm going to take another sip of coffee while I figure this out. Six against two. I'm going to pass or fail by one because I'm going to pull a -3 or an elder thing. That's what I'm going to say. And I'm going to use the Arbiter of Fates. This is the first action to ensure that that happens. 3. I'll choose the -3. Sorry, this was an evade. This was an evade. To be clear. I draw the card from that. Okay, so now my hand is like super full. So I think I'm just going to walk away and see if I can't get this with Sixth Sense again. So I'm going to move. Goodbye. Between 3 and 10 resources. Interesting. And so I will 1, 2, 3 play my Azure Flame and call that a day. So that's that. Enemy phase, nothing occurs. Upkeep phase, she readies, I ready, I ready, I ready. Upkeep. Okay, there's my other sword cane that I can just commit to tests or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. A Doom goes into the Mythos phase. And an encounter comes out. Bedeviled. Can't trigger abilities on the cards at my control, so I'm just going to have to deal with this right now. I'm at 6, and I'll use my Arbiter of Fates and my... I'm not going to trigger Crystal Pendulum because I'm kind of getting out of... It's kind of getting out of hand, but I'm at 6 against 3, and I'll trigger this to say 1. So either pass or fail by 1. 6 against 3. I'll choose the minus... Wait, no, I'm not using this. Sorry. Getting ahead of myself. I'm not. I chose to not use that, so that's not. I didn't need to call a number. I do succeed on this, which means I get to discard it. And then I'm going to play David. Whoops, wrong one. Doesn't matter. And since I'm at 0 resources, I will investigate here with Sixth Sense. When I'll use my other one here. I'll still not use my ability. 1, 2, 3. I will... Ooh, do you get to... If this effect is cancelled or ignored, draw 1 card. Do I want to draw a card? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't need another sword cane. So I'll choose the skull. Redirecting my investigate over here to the Witch Haunted Woods, which will be successful. And since I canceled the Elder Sign, I'll draw a card. And that's my last action. Enemy phase. She doesn't have Hunter, right? No, she does not have Hunter. Okay. Upkeep phase. I'll just click Upkeep and ready everything. And then I have to discard my Sword Cane. Yep. Okay. Mythos phase. 6 out of 8 Doom. It's going pretty good, I think. I think my tempo's okay. I get to blitz through the next little bit and then just go kill a net, I guess. So that's kind of neat. I think that's going okay. Diabolic Voices. So this is currently a 4 because I have another one in there. And for this one, I'm going to commit. I'm at 6. What's the Doom again? 6 out of 8. Yeah, I'm not gonna trigger David to get a bonus. So it's at 4. I'm at 6. What spells do I have in here I might want to use again? Nothing. Nothing at all. I wouldn't mind killing her before the thing triggers over, because I would love for her to not walk in if I can't kill a net on the turn that she drops. So that's a thing. So maybe I go in and kill her with a Spectral Razor in a minute, but we'll see. I'm 2 up. I think I just used the Arbiter of Fates to reveal 3. Yeah, I think I do that. So I'll be 2 up on this. So I'll take the 0 and pass. Not using my pendulum, obviously, because I didn't call it out at the right time if I'd wanted to. Let's see. I guess you cannot investigate this location while you have between 3 and 10. Do I have to? Is that true? How is that? How does that work? Fuck. You are now investigating as if you were at the chosen location instead of your location, but you can't. So I don't think that works if you don't meet the condition. Did I meet the condition here? Yeah, I have a ton of cards in hand. I don't need to worry about that. I met the condition. But I think I need to do this now. I don't think I can really afford to leave that behind and do it later. I guess I could take a move and then just investigate twice with Sixth Sense. Yeah. So I can't. Like if I don't do it this turn. If I don't do it this turn and I like walk away and don't pull a token soon enough. Yeah. I think you're right. I don't think Sixth Sense can redirect to this if I don't meet the condition. And I'm just worried that if I don't stand here and solve it myself, that I'll move here and not be able to bring it back. So I think I'm just gonna do the investigate now. I'll use Jacqueline's ability to reveal 3 tokens to make sure it's successful. This is Sixth Sense. 6 against 2. Okay, I choose the -1 and get the clue. I'm going to move. Okay, interesting. And then I'm going to play the Scroll of Secrets. That might be kind of a weird play at this point, but I'm kind of feeling like I would love to not see that other weakness any later. So I'm just going to immediately use it. Reveal a bottom card. It's a flashlight. I did not mean for that to happen. Kind of wish those didn't spawn if it's in your threat area. And this is going to be weird, but I'm actually just going to place this on top of the deck. Because I would rather delay. Do I want to see the weakness sooner? Or do I want to see if I can complete the scenario without ever having seen it? If I can't remove it. I think I prefer the latter. So I will move their last action and play that last action and do that. Okay, yeah. So that's my investigation phase. Enemy phase occurs. Nothing happens. Upkeep, I'm just going to click this and that. So I draw that flashlight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nothing. 1, 2, 3. Mythos. So I'm at 7 out of 8. Coven Initiate. Discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. If this causes... Well, it's not going to cause it to run out, so fuck off. Nice. Love to see that. Love to see that. Cool. So I'm just going to splat her with an Azure Flame so I don't have to like worry about that, I guess. I'll do the Scroll of Secrets draw first to see if I can't get rid of the weakness. Yep, sure do. And I'm going to splat her with an Azure Flame using Arbiter of Fates to reveal 3 tokens. Do I have any spells in here I want, really? No, I don't think so. I could get the Voice of Ra back just in case I need money, but like I don't think I need money any faster than David will get me at the end of the round here. Oh, I guess I just fire that, don't I? Yeah, I just fire David for an extra 1 and 1. So I'm at 5, 6, 7 against 2. So I can afford to just use Arbiter of Fate, yeah. So a -3 is going to hit for 2 damage, killing her. And then I'm going to use Sixth Sense using her other ability. 1, 2, 3. Cancel those and get the clue. I take the 0, obviously. And now I'm kind of all set. I don't know that I really need to go kill the Coven. what's her face now? The Priestess of the Coven? I think I'm actually fine leaving her. Righties and attacks each investigator at its location. Okay. But she doesn't, like, gain Hunter. She moves into the circle, but I don't have to worry about that. I never got any of my read the signs. That's kind of funny. So 1 and 1, and then I do have to, like, burn my last action, I guess, because this is at the end of the round is when you can do this. So I don't have any... Oh, I suppose I should just be using my pendulum aggressively because I don't need to replay these. I should have used that on both of those tests. But that's fine. I'll just draw a card last, I guess. Maybe I'll take a resource. I'm going to make a resource because I do have the Spectral Razor. Maybe I'll get a Read the Signs or another Spectral Razor, and I can use those to, like, completely style on the boss instead of using Azure Flame. Yeah, okay. So that's the investigation phase. Enemy phase, nothing occurs. Upkeep phase happens. Hey, look, there's my styling. I called it. We get to style as much as we need to. 2 wards, 2... Oh, man, this is a gross setup. When is that last window? I don't think there is one, right? Yeah, it's after he's readied. So at the end of the round, before it flips over to Mythos, I will advance the act by spending 2 clues. Sorry, I should set up camera angles. So there's my 2 clues spent. Delete. Each investigator must randomly choose one of the set-aside Arkham Woods locations, put it into play in front of him or her, and immediately move to that location. Massive shuffle! Right here. Cannot be cancelled. Each investigator spawns a set-aside goat spawn at his or her location. Oh no! That's nasty. I'm glad I have this Unexpected Courage and Sixth Sense in hand. That's fucking gross. I've never once pulled this on this, and I forgot you could. That is... Oh, evil, evil, evil. Okay. At his or her location, each investigator then tests one or the other of those. Each investigator who succeeds exhausts that enemy and disengages from it. I'd love to not fail that test, but I'm also up really high. Oh, sweet. A test just started, so I'm going to use David to add another Doom and gain 2 resources. And during the commitment window... Oh, do I commit something to that? No, I don't commit because I'm at 7 skill against a test of... I'm going to bring this down here so I can read it. A test of 3. I guess worst case scenario... Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to pull it because I don't want to waste either of these. I feel like I can't really afford to because I need one of them for this, right? And if I fail the test, I can just use the other one on a Spectral Razor to kill him. And just take what? Take a horror? Fine. Fine. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay. So I'm going to just take the test at 7 against 3. Okay, so I succeed and he's put there disengaged and exhausted. Shuffle one of the set-aside copies of Demonic Piping into the encounter deck. Place the other 2 copies in the encounter discard pile. So 1, 2... and 1 gets shuffled in. Okay, so that's that act. Locations in front of you are connected to one another. You cannot enter locations in front of other investigators, and I only need 1 clue to advance the next one. But that's the end of the round. The Mythos phase occurs. A Doom gets placed. I check the threshold. It advances. Discard all but the last 5 cards from the encounter deck. The investigator with the most cards in his or her play area, which is me, must draw the topmost witch. 2, 3. Oh, I don't need to count these. I just need to do them. No ancient evils. No more diabolic voices. So it's just a witch. One of the Coven initiates. must draw the topmost witch enemy in the encounter discard pile, which means I resolve her revelation. I discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. And now, at the end of the round, place 1 Doom on this agenda for each witch enemy at the witch's circle. So, I'm going to shoot her first action. I am 6 against 2. I'll use an Arbiter of Fate to pull 3 tokens. I still don't really need... No, I'm going to tap this and say pass by 1. So if I pull a -3 or the Elder One symbol, I'll get to draw a card. Using an Azure Flame Charge. Ouch, ouch. Okay, so I have to cancel this, but if I resolve both of these, that's a -4 in total, and I was at a value of 6. So I don't get to draw my card, but I still kill her. Yeah. Okay, so she's toast. I'm going to move out, which is a test of 3 against 3, and I'm going to commit my Unexpected Courage and my Sixth Sense to be 6 against 3. When you move out of this location, I guess I need to declare where. I'm just going to move to the... Oh, I missed an enemy here. Shoot. So, spawn the topmost enemy in the location. I'm wondering if there's a way for me to fix this now. How many witches are in here? I killed one, and I pulled one there. Oh, I didn't even take the topmost one. I'm trying to think if there's a way for me to fix this satisfactorily. Or do I just take the missed trigger? I'm trying to think. When that was discovered, I would have spawned... Oh, in the discard pile at this location. Was there a... Oh, there was not one. Discard cards in the top of the encounter deck until an enemy is discarded. Spawn the enemy instead. Yeah, okay. I just missed that. That's a shame. I'm disappointed I missed that. Anyways, I'm gonna move here and take this test 6 against 3 and use Jacqueline's ability. Okay, I'll take a 0. Move there. Those get discarded, and then last action, I will draw a card. Okay, David Renfield. Okay, that's that. So, investigation, enemy phase, nothing happens. Upkeep phase, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. There's one of my delves. I'd like to get my other delves out. And 1 Doom goes up there at this top of the Mythos phase, and I draw another encounter card. Racked. Okay. I'm going to attempt the Racked test. So I get -1 to each of my skills during the first skill test I perform each round. So I'll be testing this at 5 total against 3. And I'm going to say that I... 6 total against 3. Is there anything in here I want? No, I think I'm just going to save the prescient for the skill boost for when I need it for the fight. 5, 6, 7 against 3. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I'll do that. So I'm gonna say Crystal Pendulum. I'm gonna say I'm going to pass by 1, which is pulling a -3 or an Elder thing after I commit my guts, and I'll use the Arbiter of Fates to pull 3 tokens to test it. So I'm at 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, and I declared Yeah. I declared passing by 1. Well, passing or failing by 1. So I'll pull my 3 tokens. 1, 2, 3. I don't pass or fail by 1, but I do pass. So this goes away, and I draw a card from Guts. And then I'll play a Delve. I'm just going to put this up here for now, so I don't forget about it. Another Racked goes into play. So I get a VP now. And then I will... I'll just test the Racked as well, using Jacqueline's ability again. I'm at 6 this time, because it's not the first skill test anymore. And I'll choose any of those and pass. There's 1 left, so this is going to fire in the next Mythos. So that's my investigation phase. Enemy phase, he is going to hunt on to me, which is a mistake. I forgot about that, but he'll place a damage on David. And then enemy phase, upkeep phase, 1, 2, 3. I do want to get the Delves in, because I need the XP really badly. So it's not a big deal. I didn't click my upkeep button yet, and then I will go to the Mythos phase, placing a single Doom here because there are no Doom on the agenda for each witch enemy at the Witch's Circle. Okay. That's the last one. So when the encounter deck runs out of cards, take 2 horror, so 1, 2, and test 3. I believe I test this first because it's when the encounter deck runs out of cards, which is when I draw this, and when is before the impact of the on the game state. So I don't think I might get to know what this is, but I'll just not look at it until I've resolved this. So I'm testing 3. I'm just going to get the Doom and the Dollar on him to get up to 7. That should be ready. And I'll just test it. It's not going to run out again, so I'm just going to test it 7 against 3. Okay, and that gets to discard. And then I believe what happens is this flips. That shuffles. If it's in play, deal 1 horror, no. Otherwise, put it into play next to the agenda deck. Okay. And then it surges. I'm going to Ward of Protection this. Don't want to deal with that. I'll first action Spectral Razor him, so I'm at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 against 3. I'll do this and say I pass or fail by 3. Pass or fail by 3 on this Spectral Razor test. Okay, so I'll choose the -3 and choose the Elder Sign to cancel the 0 in the Elder Sign, drawing a card. Choose this so that my total value of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minus 3 is 6. 6 to 3 is the 3 that I called out, so I draw another card. And then I kill him because he's not elite. And he deals a horror to David, putting him in the dumpster. And then that resolves. Okay. And then I will... Oh, for God's sake. Play another David. I want to get this last delve out, but I kind of really don't want to keep dilly-dallying. Okay, draw a card. Okay, so there's that. That's the end of my turn. He does nothing. I ready. Upkeep. I have to discard one card. I'm going to discard a Crystal Pendulum. Okay. Doom goes up there. Test 3 for each point you fail by. Take 1 horror. I'd love to not need to. Whoops. I'd love to not need to test this turn, but I guess I can't play Delve and go in and kill a net in a single turn. That's just not going to happen. So instead, I'll use Arbiter of Fate. I am currently 5-6 against 3. I don't need to use this. I just want to pass. So 6 against 3 is fine. I'm happy with that. And I'll pull 3 tokens. 1, 2, 3. I'll cancel the auto fail and get a -1 and a 0, passing the test. First action, I will play the Delve. Okay, so this goes up under the victory display, and she spawns on me, discarding the top 2. Nice, nice. I will... Did I ever get my other Azure Flame? Azure Flame? No, okay. So I will, I'll use my Azure Flame charge. Will I do that? Yeah, I'll use an Azure Flame. Ugh. Ah! No! Put that up there. I'll use an Azure Flame charge. 5-6 against 4. I've already... This is the only last important thing I need to do this turn, so not a big deal. 6 against 4, I'll use the ability. This is action 2 after a Delve fight. Revealing 3 tokens. 6 against 2. Choose these... I'll choose the Elder Sign so that I don't draw. And that kills... Oh, no. I'll choose the -2. Cancel the Elder Sign, forcing a draw, but I don't take a damage. That discards her. And then I will... Okay, let's see. I'll spend 1 clue to advance 1 act. We can now enter locations. And then I will... Play Voice of Ra, I guess. Game 1. 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Okay. Cool. Okay. At this point, I'm just kind of dilly-dallying. Investigation. Enemy phase, nothing happens because she still does nothing. Upkeep phase. Bam. Black Betty. Okay, Mythos, 1 Doom, and then an encounter card. The Coven Initiate, discards 2 cards from the top. That's a bummer. I was really hoping to not have to deal with that this turn. But I think I just walk through her and go kill a net. As silly as that is, I'm pretty sure that I can take 1 horror for the move and get 2 shots to be guaranteed with an Azure Flame and a Spectral Razor. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I I spend my 3 clues to advance the act, which puts the Witch circle into the center of the pentagram. In front of none of the investigators, the lead investigator spawns to set aside a net mason there. I'm going to move, which triggers an attack of opportunity for 1 horror here. And then I'm going to play a Spectral Razor on a net using Arbiter of Fates. I'm at 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll do this just to be up to 9, I guess. So 9 against 4, pulling 3 tokens. 1, 2, 3. I'll choose the Elder Sign, or the Elder Thing, and deal 2 damage. And then last action, I'll use my last charge of Azure Flame, committing a Guts and an Unexpected Courage to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and use Jacqueline's ability to pull 3. And I'll choose the Elder Sign to hit by like a ridiculous amount, and immediately killing her, which tosses her into the victory display. And if she's defeated, I advance. After I defeat Annette Mason, stop. R1. Despite her wounds, blah, blah, blah. I record the witch's spell was broken, and under the mementos, I discovered the mesmerizing flute and the ritual components, and then I gain 1 bonus XP. So I think that went pretty well. Bummer about that missed trigger. That kind of leaves me a little peeved at myself because I didn't miss that trigger on any of my test games, but that's a shame. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, no. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 from the campaign log entry, and then 2 XP when I'm upgrading my spells on Arcane Research. So that was pretty good. I'm just gonna punch a little bit of this in, and then I'll end the recording. 2 trauma, and I'll type in my stuff in the log there as well. So yeah, hope that went well. I hope that one mistake is the only one I had. That's a bit of a bummer. I really wish I hadn't missed that because ultimately I don't think it would have changed how things went. It would have just been another one of them in play, and like that wouldn't have done anything really. I mean, don't get me wrong. It would have changed like the order. It would have changed what cards I got, but having another witch here would not do anything. It was the effect of whether it got pulled out of the discard. I'd need to go back and check the footage. If it got pulled out of the discard, it would have been literally nothing. If it got pulled off the top of the deck, if it was discarding cards from the top of the deck, that might have had an impact. Actually, I shouldn't say it wouldn't have, but it might have. So anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. That went pretty well. I'm pretty happy with that. And I'll see you guys for the next scenario. What's it called again? At Death's Doorstep. Ooh, spooky. All right, see ya.